We are back, everybody, on the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. Chris Burke filling in for John this week on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. And it's time for sports. And on the line, we have none other than our weekly contributor, our expert on sports. Mr. Sports, are you there?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
How are you? I got Chris Burke with me, Mr. Sports.
Wait a minute. What is there to talk about? The World Series ended. There's more sports to talk about than baseball?
Yeah, there's something called football.
I've heard of it.
And the NBA even started, Chris.
Really? That's basketball.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So real quick, Mr. Sports, we want to touch on a little baseball because Chris and I are both huge Dodger fans. And we're actually more depressed, or at least I am, that the Giants won the World Series.
Aren't we all?
It's just like a slap in the face.
Well, forget about being in the World Series or winning the World Series. Just being in the postseason, a wild card. The Dodgers took them apart the last few weeks of the season, and for them to come back and do what they did, it just makes me crazy. What are you going to say?
I don't know. I'm sort of blaming Don Mattingly, but...
Well, I'm there. I'm with you. I'm with you on that
Okay,
one.
wait, I want to hear this, Mr. Sports.
Okay,
Why are
go
you
ahead.
blaming Mattingly?
I just think... First of all, it all starts from the four outfielders, and so someone's going to be unhappy regardless, and ultimately the lineup is due to the coach or the manager. So it's his job, ultimately, to keep everybody happy, and I just think there might have been some kind of dysfunction in the clubhouse.
But how would that translate to the bullpen, though? That's what I don't get. The bullpen is
Well, I don't think he was relating that to the bullpen, Doug.
No. That's you, Doug. What do you have to say about the bullpen?
They stunk.
And look, I'm not crazy about Mattingly, and I agree with what you said. I don't think that was as much of a factor as stupid moves like taking Hyun-Jin Ryu out when he's pitching fabulously and bringing in a lefty or whatever he was that hasn't pitched in 8 years,
and he
10
did
years, something
Kershaw
like that.
Too. I think in like game 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole there was a lot of decisions he made, which got me nuts.
Now, Chris and I were talking before the show, Mr. Sports, about the Joe Madden from the Tampa Bay Rays, who worked with the new president of baseball operations. What's his name? Andrew Friedman?
Andrew Friedman.
Yeah. And when we found out Joe Madden wasn't going back to Tampa Bay, what did everybody think?
There were rumors out there that everybody thought he would go to L.A.
Right.
If you connect the dots, that is.
Of course.
So
why wouldn't you?
Would you be in favor of that?
Oh, I would have been a huge fan of it.
Me too.
Okay.
You know, I think that would have benefit Carl Crawford as well.
Oh, because Joe managed him in Tampa Bay.
Precisely.
Yeah, no question. No question. That's a move that should have been made, wasn't, and unfortunately the season is over, and it's on to next year, and hopefully there's no Brian Wilson and a few other players in the bullpen there, and we have some names we haven't even heard of.
Well, even if we don't have Brian, we have to pay him $9 million, I think.
Let me ask
I'll
you
pay
guys
him
this.
$9 million
What would be
to
one
leave.
move you guys would make during the off season?
I would just somehow, I don't know if there's any free agent relievers out there, but we need a middle inning guy, 2 of them, to get to a Hanley.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I would ultimately move on from A.J. Ellis. The hottest name in free agency is Russell Martin, and I think if you bring him back to Dodger Blue, I think it would do wonders for the Dodgers.
I think you're right.
Wouldn't mind seeing that happen.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a great story?
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll see. Like we had talked about earlier a few shows ago, Mr. Sports, with the new president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, who's coming from a low-budget team who couldn't spend much money, what is his role here going to be? Is it to build a team with money or figure out how to build one without spending a lot of money?
I still think they spend a lot of money.
You think they will?
Yeah. Ultimately, I think they do re-sign Hanley.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm not against it, by the way. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Neither am I.
Well, even I am against it because what about he's so injury
We didn't
prone.
ask you.
Yeah, it's my show.
Oh, that's right. Keep forgetting.
What are we going to get from him? Every year he gets older, are you going to give him a 5-year mega deal?
But I think the bat is what keeps him at play.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sports. No, I keep forgetting. Sorry.
All right, well, I talk about football, but Chris doesn't like football.
Oh, I know football. I like football.
Do you want to do our picks with us this week?
No.
We got about 30 seconds to break, Mr. Sports. Let's talk college real quick. How do you like the way this playoff system's shaping up? I personally like it because this week is Mississippi's playing LSU, and it's like a playoff game in and of itself.
The whole SEC West is like a playoff game in itself.
Did you watch that Florida State Louisville game last night?
I watched most of it because it was during the Clippers game and the football game.
Right. I was really hoping Florida State would go down just to make things more interesting. Nothing against Florida State, but I'd like interesting playoffs.
And if you want something more interesting, we'll talk about Arizona Wildcats real quick.
Oh, yeah, because John isn't here. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Tomorrow night, UCLA.
I will be there.
I'll be there.
I will be there as well. And then we still have ASU and Utah both ranked.
Yep.
So we'll make a splash.
I hope so, because I'm ready for basketball, but let's see what football can do. All right, Mr. Sports, can you hang on?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS, the Gazette Radio Hour. Be right back.
Need to know, if you think you're gonna lose, then you better say so. I need to know, because I don't know how long I can hold on. If you're making me wait.
We're not making you wake, folks. We are back on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. It's the Gazette Radio Hour. Doug and John. Chris Burke filling in for John this week as we go to our NFL section. But before we do, Kyle Jellings, the station manager, has joined us.
Yes, I have.
Does. Let me ask you this real quick. What do we have on tap tonight for high school football?
Okay, it could be a historic night
Why?
because we're going Golden Valley West Ranch. Golden Valley may get their first Foothill League win on
That's
AM-1220
what I'm talking
KHTS.
about.
Now,
Absolutely.
Are we talking about the first Foothill win in the history of the school?
Well, no, in football.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, in football, yeah.
Wow. They've never won a league game in football.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, Doug, that's enough.
And when
We
did they
get it.
start?
2006, 2007,
10 years now. So
2008.
2008. There you go. It's 2008.
Mr. Football chimed in on high school.
Yeah. How do we? Okay, Chris. How do we get John Legend in studio?
I just call him up.
To tell him to come here.
I didn't know you
I want to
wanted
hang
him.
out with John Legend.
I was going to have him on the air today, and Doug said, no, I don't want John. I don't want John Legend.
Unbelievable.
Well,
I know. I thought it was strange,
He's
too.
okay. He's not that good.
It's not Kenny Loggins, right? If it's not
please.
Kenny Loggins, forget it.
What is...
Unbelievable.
Chris is going to get Glenn Fry and Don Henley in for me.
I'll take some John Legend.
Right.
If you're gonna.
Well, I didn't know
pass
we were
the
taking
lever-
orders. Let me write this down real quick.
Okay, folks,
We got
we-
one Glenn
A side
Fry,
of
one
fries
John...
also.
Have you ever heard of these names, Mr. Football?
That's why I'm very quiet. No, I have not.
You've never heard of John Legend?
I've heard of John Legend. Yeah.
Glenn Fry or Don Henley?
No, not that one.
Have you heard
Oh,
of-
you've got to be kidding
Have you
me.
heard of the Eagles?
Yes.
Okay, they're in the Eagles.
From Philadelphia, right?
How old is Mr. Good answer.
All right,
How old is Mr. Football?
He
Mr.
won't.
Football is 24.
God,
Just a young-
I
just a
hate
young
Mr.
pup.
Football.
Just a young pup.
All right, here we go. Here are the standings from week 1. This is all the way through week 8, I believe. And in last place, sorry, is Mr. Football. 21 correct, 19 wrong. He is tied with John Rogers. 21 correct.
How does that
19
make him
wrong.
Mr. Football? How do you be in last place? And...
He won last year. I think.
Okay.
In second place is Kyle Jellings.
That's right.
23 and 17.
My Redskins.
What?
My Redskins
Oh, yeah, they
beat
pulled
the
up an
Cowboys.
upset. And in first place is me, Doug.
Wow.
26 correct, 14
Who prints
wrong.
that paper again?
Me.
Oh,
Doug,
weird.
did you
These
take
are
Indianapolis last week?
What's that?
Did you take Indianapolis last week or Pittsburgh?
Indianapolis. Why? Why do you bring
curious.
that up
He's
now?
keeping tabs.
Why are you bringing that up
Mr.
now?
Football's keeping tabs.
All right, we got to get to picks before we run out of time,
All right, let's
everybody.
go. Come on,
Here we go.
waiting
Now,
for?
John already texted me his picks because he's in Key West doing Lord knows what. And it's 3 hours later.
He's not going to remember.
Yeah, he was
Whatever
3
it
hours
is.
later there, so we didn't want to have him on because he'd talk too much. Anyway, Washington and Minnesota. John picked Washington. Doug is going Minnesota. Mr. Football.
Mr. Football is going Minnesota as well.
He just spoke in the third person the wrong way. That was a
know,
weird
I did.
moment. I'm going to go with I'm going Washington.
Really?
RG3's coming back, and they beat the Cowboys last week, so I'm riding that.
Burke, do you want to play along?
Sure, I'm going to go Washington, too,
Okay. Why?
because of what he said. Don't do that to me.
Hey, RG3 is starting.
But
Yeah, I know.
RG3 does not impress me. I'm sorry.
I think he's going to be healthy. I think we'll be.
And
all
he's
right.
gonna get
I think we'll
hurt
be all right.
again.
Yeah, that's
Just
probably
like
true.
Handler Ramirez
And then
is.
Colt McCoy will come in and win that game for him.
Here's one very close to my heart. Arizona at Dallas. John went with Arizona. Of course, Doug, me, is going with Arizona. It's my team. Kyle,
Wait, who are they playing?
they're at Dallas.
At Dallas. I think, honestly, right now, today, I think the Arizona Cardinals are the best team in the NFC.
Thank you.
I'm going to go Arizona.
Well, I'm going Dallas.
Yeah, I gotta get a game in there somehow. I'm going Dallas.
You're killing me, Mr. Football. Chris, you
Man.
said Dallas?
I said Dallas just because you like Arizona.
I think they might. I think they may go to the Super Bowl this year.
Don't say that.
I'm telling you, man. I think they will.
Don't jinx it.
I think they
He
may.
just jinxed.
All right,
Did I?
and I think the
Did I
best
do it on
game of
purpose?
the week right here is Denver at New England. Woo! At New England. Anybody know what the weather's going to be in Boston?
I have no idea.
Probably
Cold.
cold, yeah. All right, John went with New England. Doug's going in with New England. Kyle?
See, here's the thing. I want to pick New England, but I want to gain some games, so I'm gonna go with Denver. But even though I think New England
Now
will
you
win the
know-
game, but I'm going Denver.
That Peyton Manning
No, I
doesn't
know.
play well in cold weather.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta gain a game. I'm coming for you, Doug. Coming
Mr.
for you.
Football.
Hey, I got New England in the Super Bowl. I got to go New England.
Okay.
Am I the lone Denver?
Yep.
All right, I'm
All
gonna
right, here we
gain
go.
a game on
We're
all you
close to
fools.
being out of time here. We got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. John went with Baltimore. Doug's going with Baltimore.
Kyle's going Baltimore.
Really? Mr.
I'm going to
Football.
ride Pittsburgh 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
At Baltimore, my friend?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I wrote down
Defense.
at Baltimore. Am I wrong?
Yes.
How can
Unbelievable.
you say that? I'm never wrong. All right.
No wonder you're in first place.
Yeah, right.
And that's Sunday Night Football. Monday Night Football is Indianapolis at New York Giants. John picked Indianapolis. Doug went with New York Giants. Kyle?
I can't pick against Indianapolis after they got tore up as bad as they did. I'm going to Indianapolis.
Okay. Mr. Football.
I said I'd never ride the Giants again, so Indy.
Why did you say that?
Because they messed me up the first 2 weeks.
So you're holding a grudge.
A very big grudge at that. Yes.
All right, Mr. Football, Mr. Sports / we appreciate it. Oh, we got a
Courtside.
minute left. Hang on. What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
What? Seriously?
Does Arizona have a chance against UCLA tomorrow night?
I think
UCLA's
they are favored.
UCLA's favored by 4, according
I
to...
guess they're not favored.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you would take Arizona in that game. I think they have a lot to look forward to. There's going to be a lot of motivation considering they're ranked 12th, and they still have to play Utah and ASU.
Real quick, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who is your picks for the Final Four in football?
Final Four in football.
Got to hurry.
Right now I'm going to go Florida State, Oregon. I think Auburn will make it, and I think Mississippi State goes undefeated.
No Alabama?
No Alabama.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Chris Burke, thanks for sitting in for John Rogers.
Always
this
a pleasure.
week.
Thank you.
We'll have you back. Kyle, thank you. Peter at the board, we thank you. And we'll see everybody next week.
See you later.